My tripod broke, so I don't have the luxury of using that, but I'm out working on this beautifully cloudy slash sunny right now day, and working to lay in some drip line to better get underneath the row cover, and also doing some fertilizing and some cultivating out here on these beds. So there are some things that I really like about this row cover. I worry a lot less about the wind as it comes through. I also don't have to worry about the many birds, maybe you can hear them, attacking my young leaves so much. And you know, just overall, hopefully some protection from bugs and things like that. And you can see some of these lettuces and things are looking fantastic, but then you can come kind of down here and see where I've lost some different lettuces and leaves, or where maybe they're not looking so great. And that is because I'm not getting even moisture from my overhead, and I think that's due to the fabric row covers. And so I'm installing the strip line here. Has emitters or little holes every 6 inches or so to get water to the plants even when they have the row cover on top. So it is a little bit frustrating to have to do 2 types of irrigation on one plot, but at the same time I'm not too upset about it, because the drip irrigation is going to come in handy when I get the cucumbers and the tomatoes in some of these rows. They just do better with deep, slow watering from the root level. So, you know, frustrations, whatever, but the other thing about doing all this is I'm learning a lot about irrigation, and I feel like I could do just about, not just about anything, but I could handle most tasks when it comes to some of this irrigation type stuff, and I could scale it up or I could scale it down. So that's kind of a fun learning experiment, a little hands-on opportunity here in the garden. So I thought maybe I'd give you a quick little garden tour. You can kind of see what's going on and what's not going on out in the gardens, just real quick. This here is like my grow shed, my garden shed, whatever you want to call it. I have cooler weather things just out here in the open room. They got the lights going on. I usually have a little bit of a fan blowing. And here is where I have a lot of my warmer weather stuff. Tomatillos, peppers, cucumbers will be in here, eggplant, all that good stuff. A lot of this is actually for my seedling sale, and I have a fan going right now to kind of help harden it off. And I've been leaving my main door open to let in the cooler air in the evenings to help get them hardened off. But yeah, it's pretty much a mess right now. So then I go back out this way. I have some plants that are just in the early process of getting hardened off. They're close to the light. They'll be exposed more to the cool air in the evenings. I have a mess of tomato plants that need to get in the garden or get into somebody's garden right there, hardening off in the shade. Having issues with birds getting some of my seedlings as I harden them off. And I'm hardening off some more plants over here. Again, I have this netting over to try to prevent the birds from getting them, because this is what happened before. Birds got charred and kohlrabi, and I'm not happy about it. Out here is my original garden. If you've been following me for very long, then you've seen it in all different ways. So here we have kale and lettuce, some lettuce and some Tokyo Bacana, which is an Asian green. I just recently planted in some peas in this middle area, and I have some transplanted peas that I need to put in. This will eventually be chard and green beans and some more peas. In about another few weeks or so, I will have some tomatoes going in. And yeah, I'm not gonna lift this up right now, but this is where I have cauliflower, broccoli, garlic down there, and eventually there will be some kohlrabi and some cabbage, Chinese cabbage. This is trying to be the strawberry bed. It's kind of a mess right now, but we do have signs of life. I got these bare root, and there's about 100 of these plants in there. So hopefully we get some strawberries. Making our way out to the new plot, the larger, bigger plot. It's a little more exposed, so I've tried to put things that are a little more wind hardy out here. This is the potato patch, and you'll see among the weeds there are potatoes starting to pop up, and I'm going to be putting a layer of compost on these here, you know, just as soon as I get to it. So if I cross over the potato row, these are my bulbing onions, all down. Right here I have carrots that I literally just uncovered today. I'd had them covered to help with germination. Hopefully you can see we're getting some decent germination in here. There's more carrots under there. These are over in the next row, and they are Hawkeye turnips. I'm going to be planting more here again just as soon as I have time. So in this row is more carrots. There's nothing planted here yet, but there will be. And then down here at the other end, we have beets growing here. I have more beets that I need to get in. Been kind of spotty in germination, but they're there. And then my green bunching onion are over here. I need to put in more, and this will take up about half of this bed. I need to start prepping this next row. It's going to be spinach and arugula, and then I'm going to have squash, summer squash, winter squash, and sweet potatoes in those last 3 rows. So I'm not as in big a hurry to get them going as they are the warmer weather things, but here in May I need to get those going. This tarp kind of looks like a mess, and it is. I kind of just threw it down to help kill grass and weeds that were propping up in between my 2 plots. I'll get that picked up here soon. I need to come get a tarp back on this for a week or so, but if I get time, this is where I'm going to plant pumpkins. Not ones that I'm going to care super much about, hopefully get a few for the kids, but back there is our compost pile. So from this side, it might not look like I've gotten much compost put down, but if you come around this way, you'll see quite a good portion of it has been used, but still plenty left. So maybe this will give you some perspective. That's our house. That's the old garden plot, the original. That's the space with weeds. That's my little grow shed, wash pack area. This is the new garden space. Over there are my chickens. The chickens have been very vocal in their irritation, but I haven't been letting them out to pasture. My electric fence has not been working correctly. It's for their own good until I can get that worked out. But every time I'm out here, they let me hear it.